Hi, this is Jim with Sutter Home Hearth, and today I'm going to show you how to fire up an egg using the brands of charcoal that we carry. Here are the brands of charcoal that we carry. The good one from Kansas City, predominantly pecan wood with some oak and hickory. Characteristics as far as heat, it's definitely on the hotter side. Temperatures you can expect to 250 to a 900 degree range, even more perhaps. Very clean, very light smoke, doesn't impart too much flavor into your food, and that allows you to have chunks of your own flavors to really dictate those flavors. The green egg burns very similar to the good one in that it does burn on the hotter side as well, not quite as hot, tends to have a heavier smoke. It is predominantly oak and hickory, so it tends to be a little stronger. For those who like lighter flavors, maybe not as good, but still a good, well-rounded charcoal with a lot of good flavors. The wicked good charcoal that we carry is our best-selling charcoal. This is predominantly South American fir woods and hardwoods, very different from the first two. The pieces are larger, more dense. The temperatures can get a lot lower, down temperatures of 150 to 200 degrees on the low end, but no more than about 650 degrees on the high end. The smoke is very, very light on this charcoal, and really creates a great situation for those long smokes on brisket, on pork shoulder. Wonderful for baking without imparting too much smoke, if any, onto those baked goods if you don't want it to. A good overall charcoal. So now I'm going to show you how to light an egg using a charcoal chimney. Although there are many other ways, this is one of the ways that we do like here at Sutter Home Hearth. So I'm going to remove the grate right now. I've got a couple fire starters already in here, although there are other ways of doing this. You can wad up paper. You never ever want to use lighter fluid because the ceramics will absorb that lighter fluid and start to crack over time. Plus that really lends a smell into the food that's just not desirable. The fire starters are kind of a sawdust with paraffin type of a thing. The benefit of those is that they don't smoke a lot, but they do burn for quite a bit of time, about 15 minutes or so. The downside of paper is you're going to have to wad several pieces. They burn a lot quicker, and depending on the types of charcoal, in this case the Wicked Good, a little denser, a little harder, it takes a little bit more time to get it going versus some of the other charcoal. So now I'm going to light the egg. And what I've done at the bottom here is the air control, which needs to be wide open. You never want to close the lid when you do this. The other thing is that this is a brand new egg. And the first time you fire up a brand new egg, you need to be cautious on not over firing it or getting it too hot for the first time. You want a simpler, lower temperature break and burn, something on the order of about 400 to 450 degrees maximum. So what I've done is I've set the charcoal chimney over the fire starters. This will take about 12 to 15 minutes to get the charcoal where you want it. Depending on what you are cooking, if you want to go lower temperatures, you might leave it in the chimney less time. If you are trying to do steaks and you really want to get a lot of heat, you might leave it in there just to give the charcoal a little bit better chance to completely light up and really get nice and hot for you to do those steaks at very high temperatures. So the charcoal's been in there for about 12 minutes now. I've put a glove on, and we're going to go ahead and dump. Typically I find that one full chimney's worth of charcoal is adequate for the green egg. So I've done that. I'm going to place it aside on some place that's not going to catch on fire and get my charcoal kind of positioned. So right now my goal is usually not to go much more than this fire, what they call the firebox. That's a proper level for most cooks. The nice thing on some of these charcoals is you're able to reuse the charcoal more than once, and when relighting, I just need to put it back into the chimney and light it again because we can get quite a few hours out of that charcoal. So now I'm going to set the grate back in, and actually I'm going to throw a couple chunks at the same time. I tend to like to put my chunks towards the outer edges. They burn slower and longer that way. If I get them right in the middle of that fire, they're going to take off a little quicker. I do not soak those chunks. So grate in place, close the lid, and what I'm going to be cautious of, again, because this is the first time this egg has been used, is not to get it too hot. With Wicked, I tend to leave the bottom air control on hot, wide open. And then on the top you're able to open and close the dial, and basically what we're going to do is just go somewhat open but not fully open until our temperatures get to where they are. As you can see, it's actually climbing very quickly. We're already up to 400 degrees, which is about where I want to be, which is telling me I need to shut this down a bit And actually, I will probably close the dial a tad and leave it right at about there. And so now we're going to let this just sit for about 4 hours or so, just to kind of get its little break-in burn, get that smoker or this egg seasoned nicely for its first use. So there you have it. That's how you fire up a green egg with a charcoal chimney. Hope this helped you out a little bit, and maybe we'll see you in the future. Thanks.